Hi, I'm Casey.
And I'm Gianni.
I never finished reading the Animorphs books as a kid, and I still haven't as an adult.
And I've never read them.
We can't tell you where we live.
But we can tell you that we want to revisit these books as adults and dive into what we would keep or change if we were to put it on TV.
Two friends, 50-something books. Welcome to morphinbuddies.
Sure. I mean, you can cream me anytime. Yeah, I love getting creamed, cream pied, cream... Yeah, they call me Big Cream in these streets. I don't know if you've heard that. I'm rolling.
Oh, he's rolling.
Rolling it up.
Rolling down the river?
Rolling. No, I'm making up my own thing.
Whoa.
That's not copyright infringement. I'm rolling.
So what are you rolling down?
I'm rolling down water that is going kind of fast, but it's not a river
No
specifically because we don't want to get sued.
No way.
For a podcast that we make no money on, and they would have no way to get money anyway.
Zero money.
But I'm rolling.
So you're like a log ride.
I'm rolling down a log ride.
Yeah.
Rolling
Rolling
down the log ride.
Rolling down a log ride.
Rolling down the log ride.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to morphinbuddies. I hope you enjoyed that serenade. Oh, and the beautiful ASMR Snapple that we've got with Mr. Gianni.
Like that. Kangaroos cannot walk backward.
That's true.
The fact.
Because their knees are backwards.
Do you think Snapple would ever sponsor us?
No.
He said some dreams don't need to be dreamt.
That reaction came out of my body before I even had a thought.
We can nip it in the bud.
Big dreams. Big dreams.
Hey, pie in the sky.
Hey,
come on down.
Guys, if you want Snapple to sponsor us,
right into them.
Yeah.
In droves.
Reach out to the Snapple folks. All 40 of you. Reach out.
Actually, let me look up the Snapple. Who? While you're doing the intro,
yes.
I'll look up who they can send an email to.
Okay, cool. Hi, folks. Welcome to morphinbuddies again. Me, your host, Casey Cisnowski, and Mr. Gianni DeMaia, who's singing and drinking his Snapple. And we're both having a good time, and we are on the precipice of a gigantic thunderstorm that may or may not happen. Right, as of right now, it's 4:20 p.m. Fucking blaze it, and and the thunderstorm was supposed to hit at 2 p.m. and it's now 4:20 and it still has not hit. And I'm feeling the anticipation in the air. My windows are open. I'm ready for the rain. So it may happen. It may not.
Okay, so it says, according to Google,
yes,
that I gotta find the brand manager.
Okay.
For
sponsorship inquiries.
For Keurig Dr. Pepper, who's apparently Snapple's parent company. So I'm gonna work on that real quick.
Do you know what kind of doctor Dr. Pepper is?
What kind of doctor?
A physician.
Ooh.
Like soda
Dr.
fizzes
Pepper
and a physician.
Manager.
That was the joke.
That was good.
Thank you so much.
Physician.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Thank you so much. That's all.
They're hiring.
Are they hiring?
They're hiring.
For what?
Yeah. Senior Associate Brand Manager. So
you could have a future there.
If you're if you're out there, you could apply.
Yeah.
Get hired,
Folks.
and then once you're hired, you go, the first thing I'm doing at this company.
First page of business.
I know who to get.
Immediately. And then we start appearing in Dr. Pepper commercials, and everyone's like, who the fuck are these people? We don't know them.
All right.
And,
I found a guy named Brian Hersey, who is brand manager at Keurig Dr. Pepper Incorporated. So I just sent him a connection request on LinkedIn.
Oh. God. Wait, do you have the podcast on your LinkedIn? Because you should.
I don't, but I could. I could
put
just
Snapple
put up links to it.
enthusiast / podcast host.
That's such a great idea. You're right.
Yeah. So,
all right. What a brilliant idea.
Folks.
Right. Well, I'll let you guys know if he connects.
First step has been stepped.
This is the stupidest thing we've ever done. We've done some stupid shit on this.
I love it. I love it so much. Oh, Man, what a good day today. Gianni, we're
Yeah.
talking about book 52, The Sacrifice.
Yeah.
Was there a sacrifice?
Kinda.
Kind of. Sort
Like
of.
a sacrifice of morals, I guess.
Yeah, or like a sacrifice of allegiance,
Sure.
perchance.
I guess.
You could
Kinda.
say.
Yeah.
This is the book where Axe is turning into a little chubby raccoon on the front. Not so
Yeah.
cursed.
Which didn't super matter, but you know,
No,
we're
not
we're
that
at book
much.
we're past book 50. I think they're pretty much out of ideas of other animals. They're like, yeah, whatever.
We've
Turns
done
into it
all
for
the
2
animals.
seconds.
Literally every animal that's
There's
existed.
no other animal. There's 4 types of animals. We did them all.
We did. We did it, Joe. So how did you... Don't choke on your vape.
By the way, my voice, if my voice sounds weird to the listener base, it's because I left it all out on the dance floor this weekend. So I apologize. I did lose my voice a little bit.
That's where
I'm
you
sorry
left
if
it.
it's a little raspy. If it's got a little chonk in the trunk, you know what I mean?
What?
They know what I mean. They know what I mean, for sure.
Everyone knew. Everyone knows.
Also, look at this cardboard. Huh?
That's
crazy, huh?
look at that.
I'm feeling silly today, guys.
That's fine. I'm feeling a little silly also.
Which is different from every other time we've ever recorded.
It might be the thunderstorm looming above us. Like the energy in the air is crispy.
Yeah, like I know it's gonna like react. I got a LinkedIn notification and I just got so excited that it was him, but it wasn't.
Oh, damn. Close. All right, we'll keep an eye on it. I
am keeping an eye on it. I'm absolutely keeping an eye on it, guys.
Folks,
don't worry.
Send us good vibes. Maybe he can connect us with Ryan Coogler.
It's gonna happen.
Anyway,
I can't wait because if he connects, I promise you this now. If he connects while we're live, I will send a message that will literally be like, please sponsor this podcast.
Yes.
We will bring you revenue.
Yes.
And you don't even have to pay us. You just have to be okay with us talking about you all the time.
Yeah.
Which is funny because we do that anyway.
Already.
So,
Yeah. Wait, don't spill the secret.
Yeah.
They have to earn it.
Yeah, but I won't say that. I won't say that in the message.
There you
but
go.
I'll say the other parts of that. Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, anyway, we were talking about what?
The Sacrifice, book 52. Axe turning into a little raccoon. How did you feel about this book, Gianni?
Kind of a mixed on it.
Same. There were some parts I really enjoyed, and then there were other parts that I was like, it was all right.
Yeah, well, because here's the thing. So it like finally addressed, and actually, I want to give the book its flowers too, on this particular point because it finally addressed Cassie's calamitous decision in book 50, right? I think.
Also, I'm so sorry, saxophone guy's wailing in the background. I'm sure you guys hear some rumbling in the back. Anyway, continue, Gianni.
I just love that it doesn't matter what time we record. It is his practice hours.
He practices 2 times a day. Once at like 3 to 4-ish, and then another time at like 6 to 7-ish. And he just doodles. He doesn't play anything recognizable. He just doodles around.
And it just doesn't matter. It's just I think he just waits to hear your voice, and he's like, "Oh, she's doing something."
Yeah, time to doodle-a-doo.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But yeah, so I mean, like, to give the book its flowers, it finally addressed that decision, but it also it made up for what I thought was a major plot hole and actually patched it, which was really great. Which was literally just that, like, why are the other Animorphs not calling Cassie out on this? And they not only addressed the Cassie thing, but they also had an explanation for why the Animorphs didn't call her out on it, because they didn't know.
Yep.
They had no idea.
Yep.
Jake
Which I thought was so cool, because, like, you don't think about that.
It was awesome. It was great. Because we just go into all these books just kind of expecting that I guess these things happened off screen because, we've had like 2 romances that have blossomed off screen. We've had a ton of other shit. So we just always assume that like they just share everything with each other unless otherwise specified. And that was not the case in this particular instance. And I was really glad that they actually broached it in the way they did. And it made for a very exciting and engaging scene. It also kind of sets up a very, I thought, interesting dilemma with Cassie and Tobias having a perspective on it, being like, well, maybe, using the cube to give the Yeerks the ability to morph, and then they wouldn't have to be invading the mines anymore.
They figured out our solution.
Which is what we've been saying for
the whole time.
I mean, what? The whole time?
Ever since book
pretty much
one.
Pretty much as soon as the blue cube could do anything, we were like, that would fix it a lot.
Yeah.
What's funny about it, though, and I'm surprised no one brought this up, is that because I thought it was a mostly very well-written argument, but I was shocked that no one just called out the very obvious thing, which is like, yeah, I think that's a fine decision calculus, but you gave up that bargaining chip. Yeah. Now it's in the hands of Tom.
Yep.
Thom. It's like, why did you, like, so if you did think that, great. It really just seems like you're actually just covering for your own ass and your bad decision-making skills, though, when you pitch something like that, because, well, we can't even negotiate that with the Yeerks anymore.
Yeah, it would have been really cool if there was, like, a scene where they hold up the cube and they're like, anybody who wants their freedom and not have to be a Yeerk anymore, come touch the cube. You can morph an animal, stay in it for 2 hours. We will let you live. Now, here's my question, though. When a controller morphs an animal, is the Yeerk, like, part of the brain? Like, is it physically still in the body, or has it also become part of the DNA of the animal? So there's technically three psyches now within this animal body.
Well, so I think it would depend, right? It would depend on if a Yeerk, because if a Yeerk is in a human brain, and then that human touches the cube and gets the morphing powers, and then morphs, then I think it's what you're talking about, where it's like there's like a three-part process,
like three brains in one almost.
Yeah. Okay. Then we're just trapping a human in two bodies, really.
But like, also
that's no good.
Can the Yeerk also? I mean, I guess the Yeerk can control the animal while they're in morph, as we've seen with like all the controllers. But like, is the human still trapped? Is this still the best idea?
I would imagine so. No, but but I think the pitch, seemingly from Tobias, and correct me if I'm wrong, but the pitch was seemingly that you just give the cube just to the Yeerk itself. So it doesn't have to be in a brain.
Yes.
And then the Yeerk doesn't have to worry about Chondrona rays or anything like that. It just exists as the animal, as the Noflet. I totally reasonable solution, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
But, you know, it just needed to be said by somebody, like, yeah, man, that would have been a cool idea if it was broached to the group. The other disappointing thing about this was that, you know, it was a great scene, and having Jake have his moment of forgiveness with Cassie was, you know, I thought unearned, but
yes, but I liked the idea.
But I liked how it was written.
Yes,
because you know, there's not a commentary on like how it actually unfolded. It's really just more so that I was like, I don't think she deserves that forgiveness, but okay.
But I like the idea that it's trying to get by.
And I was also fine with it too, because other people clearly did not forgive Cassie, and I thought that was cool.
Yeah, I like that.
My biggest disappointment though was that that plot had to be then put on the back burner so that they could deal with this like weird subway thing, which we'll talk about in a second. But I was like, okay, so this is just setting up now for whatever
fighting
decision
together
they make
and
collectively, I guess, as we go, which sucks a little bit, because I was just more interested in that than crashing a train into a pool.
Yeah.
Because we've already crashed a plane into a pool, and that wasn't my favorite thing either. So like,
it was almost in the pool. It was into the building that led to the pool, but
sure, yeah. but I don't know. Like the thing about, you know, I almost hate to like use this as like a criticism against the book, because this isn't really like that big a deal, but this is just kind of one of those things that you learn to roll with the punches when you read these books sometimes. Yeah. And subways being introduced in this book, in book 52, and all of a sudden I'm like, are subways in Seattle? And then I have to remind myself, like, well, that's a joke that we make, that it's Forks, Washington. That doesn't necessarily mean that they are in Seattle. Yeah. But it doesn't really matter. Yeah. But it is just funny that I'm like, book 52, and it's the first time I'm learning that like subways are near where you guys live. So of course in my head I was like, it is kind of really funny that if like, yeah, because subways exist in Seattle, but they're not like that prominent. But it would be really funny though to imagine that the Animorphs are just flying back and forth, yeah, West Coast to East Coast,
Yeah.
just going all the way to New York City to be like, oh, they got the subway here. We got to kill this this Kendrona Ray pool thing.
Yeah.
But it's not really a criticism, just kind of funny to think about. But yeah, I mean, the rest of the book, it just feels as though it's rehashing a lot of characterizations that we've already come to explore before. Cassie wanting to quit, we've seen it before. Axe being conflicted about where his allegiance is,
or humans.
We've seen it every Axe book now.
Yeah.
So you're not telling me anything new about these characters. In fact, you're kind of going backwards. You're just recycling the exact same habits that he's already exhibited in other books. You know, even something as simple as like the brief moment where Marco says to Jake, like, no, well, you can't be in the thing. Like, your life's too valuable or whatever. I was like, first of all, dumb argument. Second of all, again, sucking Jake off for doing nothing is something we've seen a million times now. We don't need it again.
He's never going to love you, Marco. You got to let him go.
Like, just have Jake make the call of who goes, and then let that be it. I have my giving Cassie the reins on a mission because you trust her,
and then she
to
doesn't
make the
do
right
anything.
decision is like, why? Why would
because
you?
We've already seen her previous actions of making executive decisions, and they've all been terrible.
She's a terrible decision maker. Why would you trust her with this? Like, I just, even if you forgive her and you're trying to like prove a point, at least have Rachel be like, the fuck she is. She's not coming.
Exactly. Look, you could
punch her in the nose.
I think it would be better if Jake said, "I want you." Instead of him saying, "I want you to make a decision because I trust you," it would have been better for him to say, "I want you to make a decision because I want you to prove yourself." Different motivation makes a lot more sense for the story, and that's him putting out a hand to say, "I want to trust you again. I need you to do this."
Totally.
That's it.
And then give an actual reason why some of the other Animorphs have to be there, because as far as I could tell, there wasn't really a reason why some of them had to go and some of them didn't. It wasn't really.
I'm not sure why.
The spatial relationships in the whole subway action set piece kind of make no sense to me. I was like, she's standing on top of the train. Is she not getting her head cleaved off? I don't know what's happening. I was a little lost in the sauce, but you know, that's not really. It's not really unusual for these Animorphs books. All in all, you know, there was clearly two plots in this book, and I was far more interested in the one that they didn't want to follow, is really, I think, where I land on the book. So I think the book it's middle of the pack for me. I didn't not enjoy it. I was here for the ride. I like what it sets up. I wish they followed through on that stuff, and instead they kind of gave me like a wonky spatial relationship thing, and like did something important for the war for once, I guess, by destroying a pool. But it's never really been clear how many of these Yeerk pools they have. Sometimes they have thousands. Sometimes they have two. Sometimes they're a kiddie pool. Sometimes they're a giant lake. You know, it's kind of all up in the air. So I don't really know if I can even give it its flowers to say that they actually moved the needle on the war, because I don't really know how much this really hinders the Yeerks at all. So, toss up. Oh, one other thing before I hear your thoughts. I was not a fan of the quick write-off of the governor, because I wasn't either. I thought that character was so cool, and then to just, in a one-line passing mention, be like, oh yeah, they locked her into a psychiatric ward or whatever because they thought she was crazy.
Go rescue her. That's like, what I would love.
We don't care. Like, we just she put her fucking neck on the line for us, and then said she could protect herself, so we didn't camp out over there all the time. And then immediately she gets captured and grabbed, and no one cared. I was like, man, that was a cool character. That's a total bummer.
Yeah, I was bummed about that.
I didn't like that. I didn't like that. But I don't know. What other thoughts do you have?
Okay, so I'm not quite as detail oriented as you because I finished this last week. But the things that I do remember, I really liked this idea of Axe observing the group kind of starting to split apart. And I really like this idea of Rachel becoming almost uncontrollable in like small steps. And I know we've kind of touched on it before in the past. We're like, Rachel's war criminal or whatever. Like, she's crazy. You can't do anything. Like, I get that. But this book, there were a couple of times.
The Dick Cheney-ification of Rachel has been funny to see.
Yeah, it's been a lot. But I wish
it's been
so many books. So I wish we had started building this up in previous books, in some of the ghostwritten books, where it's just these tiny little steps of Rachel like being normal and then suddenly taking something a little too far. Like there's a scene in this book where she's willing to run over members of the military in order to get away. That's a big leap, especially with her mom telling her we can't do that, with everyone telling her no, we shouldn't do that. For her to make that decision and then commit to it 100%, that's something scary that I would love to explore more, just bit by bit, little tiny steps. I feel like we did a little bit of that in this book, and then it just kind of dropped off, and then we didn't do so much more. So I would have loved to see more of that in previous books. I was kind of like Axe being like, do I stay with my people or do I stay with the humans? I don't know. And I was like, but you've already chosen the humans before. You already said Axe was your prince in previous books. Right. Like, we've seen this before.
Yeah. We've seen the Jake fealty a million times.
Yeah.
We don't need another reminder.
Yeah. So I think the parents were more tolerable in this book than they were before.
At least they just did what they were told this time.
Yeah.
I'm like, great. I guess if they're going to be just supporting characters, at least they're actually doing something.
Yeah, they were actually doing something that I thought was decent, and they weren't just being irritating caricatures of our main gang. But I liked the action in the middle. I liked that we actually committed to going to destroy the Yerk pool and doing it. I thought that was pretty crazy. I don't know how people can hear Cassie when the thing is bigger than the size of like 3 football fields. I don't know how people can hear her, but I loved this idea of people freeing each other from the cages and just running out. And it's just like all these people coming together being like, yeah, no, we don't want to blow up. And I love this moment at the end where the Viscer's coming out and he's this big scary tentacle, spoilers, he's this big scary tentacle morph, and everyone's like, uh-oh, it's the Viscer. And they're like, hey, this place is gonna blow up in 3 minutes, so if you don't want to be in pieces, you might want to go somewhere else. And he's like, okay, I'm really sorry. And he just morphs into something else.
All right, I'm gonna go fly away.
Like, I thought that was really funny. That it felt like gearing up for one last big battle, and then it's like, actually, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go.
Yeah. Well, since you've set the stakes that way,
we'll meet again this time next week, same time next week.
Yeah, he just team rockets his way out of there.
Exactly, getting shot off into the universe. So, yeah, but those were my thoughts when I read this.
Yeah.
Middle of the pack. It's all right.
It's another book you've read before that almost has a really interesting idea, and then
almost
doesn't really
it touches on a few things, and then it doesn't quite dig its teeth in as much as I would like.
Yeah. Also, I mean, even if we hadn't treaded this ground in every other Axe book, even still, I just don't even think it's much of a decision. Like, the Andalites just suck. Every Axe book, they suck.
They really do. Like,
they're always awful. I'm like, who? I think, what kind of plan is it? Oh yeah, we have to let the Yerks win.
Yeah,
and then we'll treaty with them.
And
what?
No, they're gonna destroy the planet, aren't they? To get rid of the Yerks.
No, they said they were gonna go. Like, they were gonna. What do you call it? Like when an army surrounds a nation so that it can't get any resources.
Yeah, that's what
they
it
call
was.
it something.
Yeah.
What do they call it?
I don't remember what it's called, but I know what you mean.
I don't know why I'm blanking on this. But yeah, it's like that was their idea. Was they were like, well, then we'll circle around Earth, and then the Yerks will deal with us. But we have to let them win first. No, why?
Why?
What do you mean? You want them to have all of the resources that are on Earth? What the fuck are you? What's the fucking point?
Terrible. I think it would have been much more interesting if Axe had gotten this message and then said to himself, this isn't right. Like, my people, maybe they're as bad as some of the humans have said they are. And instead of having this conflict of like, do I stay with the Andalites? Do I stay with the humans? It's more like, what are my people versus like my experiences and what I've been told about them and how we are as a society. I think that would have been...
Yeah, that's the evolution. Yeah, that I think is... Because it's not the decision between the humans and the Andalites. You've made that decision already. Yeah, like you said. It's like... But the evolution is what you're talking about, Case. It's like... That's exactly right.
Seeing
that's
them for who they are.
Yeah, that's how you expand on the thought of I guess, the character theme is really just being like... Okay, I've decided that I'm going to help the humans in lieu of going back to my people. Becomes now, are my people even worth saving?
Are we the bad guys?
I'm like, are we like maybe I've completely like misjudged my own people, and maybe the next war is really just going to be about like fighting my people because that's fucking crazy.
Yeah. I would love to see
sacrificing an entire world.
I would love to see a scene in one of these last books, if the humans win, of Axe standing up to his people and being like, look, these humans, like, they are worth our respect. They fight tooth and nail. They are so much more honorable than you yourselves. Like, this is why I'm standing with the humans, because you're all just fucking posers and you suck.
Yeah.
And that would be, I would love to see that. I hope that happens. I don't know if it will, but I think it would be very cool.
Rather than the same lame, subtle disagreements that, you know, the Andalites are never going to hear about. It's like, well, you know, who cares?
Yeah.
You know, clearly the Andalites aren't that interested. And also, it really does cut at the heels of, I can't remember which book it was, but it had to have been 5-6 books ago. The one that ends with this like, triumphant moment as it's like Jake talking on the thing, and he's like, hello Andalites, like, this is Earth.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be like, we're moving along on the war. But I remember even saying back at the time, I remember you and I were like, I feel like we've talked to these guys before, so like, what the fuck is the big deal about this? Yeah. And then now, all this does is really just prove, like, we were right, however many books ago that was, because, like, they're useless.
Yeah, they're not good.
They have no intention of helping you.
No, yeah, it's pretty terrifying, especially being so young and to people that you look up to your whole life, and realizing, hey, these people are not good people. And, like, the shift that must do to your psyche is crazy. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right, well, should we get into the book?
Yeah, might as well.
Let's get into this book, shall we?
Let's talk about what this book was like.
How's it start out, Mr. Gianni? Let us know.
So, things go crazy. The Yeerks are now exposed. The war is out. It's on the airwaves. The people know. Just kidding. No, they don't. Later, the National Guard guy is like, oh, yes, we heard that was all an elaborate hoax. And so we were told that she's been institutionalized. Which I didn't even know you could do that to a governor without some sort of vote. Like
court system? Yeah, I guess. Well, I mean, I guess if they control the police and the army and the military and all that.
Sure. So maybe I guess they control everyone except for the one guy in the National Guard.
The couple National Guard, the one National Guard weird. People. Crazy.
But either way, things are picking up. Everybody's like figuring out in real time that there's some sort of subway system with a lot of people on it, and presumably the Yeerks are kind of just carting these people in droves on these subway cars to be taken down these tunnels to a Yeerk pool where they will then be infested with Yeerks. So now they're just doing it. They're just mass carting people style. Away. They're just carting it away. So again, if the fascist regime symbology was not clear enough before.
It's definitely it's very blaring. It's clear now. It's blaring.
It's clear now.
Yep.
So as they are like sort of figuring this out, they kind of are led into like this quick little action scene where they gotta try to get onto the subway and try to save people. There's this whole big old kerfluffle that happens. There's a Yerk Falcon person chasing him down and all this stuff. At some point, Axe like basically gets the guy and was like muscling him over, and the Falcon like thought speaks to him. And is like, no, just give me like 5 more minutes or whatever he says.
Yeah, I'm gonna be trapped. Like, I'm gonna be trapped. Let me be trapped.
And he's like, then I could be, you know, like trapped in this body, and then I can see forever. And Axe is like, huh, okay.
Yeah. I
don't know what to do with this information.
Yeah, Axe is like, I guess I just let him go.
So he just lets him go. Yeah, he's like, I don't really. He was like, curveball. I don't know how to react to this.
Yeah, it would have been cool if he like held on to the bird for the next 5 minutes and then was like, yeah, all right, you're free to go, you know, or something. But then,
yeah, like, are you serious about this?
But then Rachel chases after the bird into the dark tunnel, and we don't actually know if she killed him or not. It's kind of implied that she did.
Yeah, presumably. I mean, based on how Rachel's been characterized for the last 25 books. Yeah. Look how they've massacred my girl. Yeah, tragedy. She's just not the same. She's just the fucking the evil sadist of the group.
Yes.
The bloodlust takes over, and she's
the berserker,
willy-nilly, and she has one directive, and it is to kill all Yerks, no matter the cost. And I'm like, all right, I get. It's just it really. I know I don't need to harp on it because we talk about it like every time Rachel comes up in these books, but like it really is such a bummer, man, because every now and then you get like a Rachel perspective that's like super nuanced in how she looks at it. Yeah. And she's like, like I do rash things. So stupid. But she has like some nuance in her characterization in like the 4th David book or whatever, where she has that great moment where she calls them out and calls out Cassie and is like, I do the things that you guys clearly can't, but I do what needs to be done. Yeah. And then all of that nuance just falls away any other time. Even in some of Rachel's own books in like the 30s and 40s, it's just a bummer.
I want more of that.
It just feels like, here, you set up such a great character. Yeah. And then you just make her a killing machine, and that's her only characterization and all these other things. And it
feels a lot like Daenerys in Game of Thrones, where it just happened way too quickly. There was barely it really needed a season for her to get like that. It makes
sense. It does make
sense. Yes, it makes sense, yes.
But like you were saying, you had that great pitch earlier in this episode where you were saying if they were just drip feeding this and there wasn't, a whole book that was all about Rachel crashing a plane into a building, doing a 9/11, for example.
You can't mention that every episode.
I have to mention it every episode. People need to know. People need to know that Animorphs predicted 9/11. The people need to be acknowledging that in mass.
You're correct.
But yeah, like I so agree with you. Where if it was just drip fed, if
little bits and pieces,
if they built it out, they could justify some of this stuff. Yeah. But instead, it's just she's got one gear on this car,
and she could even be saying, "This is what needs to be done." That not like that could become her catchphrase or whatever, but like that could be something that she keeps reminding them, like, you guys won't do it, so I have to. And then she just tiny steps more and more into that direction of just like warmonger,
Yeah, it hurts the most because she's had the best growth.
Yeah, she has.
And then every time we come back, it's like, never mind. No, she hasn't, actually. Yeah. She hasn't grown at all. She's actually been one note for the, 30 books now. Yeah. And it just sucks. But anyway, I said I wasn't going to harp on it, and then I harped on it for 10 minutes. But whoopsies. That's what you listen to the Morphin Buddies for.
Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for sticking around.
So back at camp now, we've regrouped. We were unable to successfully override this like subway, whatever the fuck is happening, and we go back to our hidden, not so hidden valley, and we're discussing with our other Animorph friends, and everyone's coming to the conclusion. They're like, okay, so we know there's a Yeerk pool at the end of this subway.
Yes.
The only way to stop it, of course, bomb it. I don't know how they made 2 + 2 = 8 on this one, but okay.
It equals bomb. We
go to bomb. It's one of those things where the second it was kind of floated out there and it seemed to be the consensus of the group, I was kind of shocked, but my immediate reaction was not mad. So that clued me in to be like, you know what, maybe fuck it. Yeah,
why
whatever.
not?
We're on I was like, yeah, sure, okay. We're on book 52. We should be bombing. You're right.
Yeah. Well,
I was like, yeah.
I mean,
at least it's something. It's better than, they're trying to get logs from a logging camp. We have to stop. We don't know what they're building with the logs, but we should stop the logging camp. And it's like, curse you. You stopped me logging.
No.
So at least we're now like, all right, we got the stakes now. There's going to be some bombs. We're in a war, dude.
Well,
I was like, all right,
it's funny because
cool.
they're just like, oh yeah, Axe was going to nuke it, so why don't we nuke it? It's like, well, we don't have access to nukes. What about dynamite? Okay. Let's find dynamite somewhere.
Well, I guess. Sure.
Does anybody have some dynamite?
Anyone know how to make a Molotov cocktail?
Yeah. But bomb.
But they were like, bomb. Yeah, we should go nuke. Yeah. And then they like dial back from nuke. They're like, nuke's a little too big, but missile. And you're like, all right, cool. I guess.
Missile. Can we get a submarine in there?
A surprise to no one who's been paying attention, but Cassie doesn't like this plan.
Yeah.
Oh, buzzkill Cassie! I'm shocked. And you know what? To give some credit before I shit all over Cassie, as is inevitable for me to do, to give some credit. I at least like that they made this lofty shift in her characterization and that they have followed through on it. It's the exact opposite of the Rachel situation where, yes, I do not like it. I don't like that she's always not participating in this group, but at least it's consistent and it has felt built and they are following through on it. So to give some credit to the actual writing of it, I think they have set the stage for Cassie to now suck. Which now brings me to my point. Cassie, Buzz Killington over here, fucking sucks all the fun out of the room. And it's like, well, we can't kill. That could kill innocent people. And okay, Cassie. Well, what happens if we don't do it? Oh, everyone becomes a Yeerk fascist for the Yeerk fascist empire? Oh, I guess then our plan might work better than yours, huh? What the fuck book have you been in, dog? Wake up.
Well, it's good because Jake then comes in. He's like, well, Cassie, we wouldn't have to do this shit if they didn't get the morphing cube.
Yeah.
Huh. Funny how that works. And everyone's like, what are you talking about?
Huh, well, that was weird. I don't know why he was like, yeah, I agree that Cassie was kind of being stupid, but that seems like a weird specific thing to mention.
Yes.
Huh. So everybody's like a little suspicious, but they're like, okay, I'm gonna let that weird comment slide.
Yeah,
and they keep talking about this. They keep talking it over. But then later that night, Axe decides to slink away. Get a little update from his Andalite buddies.
Yeah, he's got a Z-Space transponder that he hasn't told anybody about, and he's been secretly communicating with the Andalites this whole time.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
Whoa.
But also, like, who cares? Because they're not useful at all. And immediately they're like, "Report in, Andalite Axe," and he's like, "Yes, nothing has happened." But also
the enthusiasm with which you said that. Yes, nothing has happened.
Yeah. No updates. And they're like, great. It sounds like all quiet on the Western Front. And he's like, well, there is one update. the governor did put out word that they are under attack and being infiltrated by Yeerks. And the Andalites are like, oh, shucks. Well, too bad for the humans, I guess. Your instructions are as follows. Do nothing.
Yeah, Axe is like, well, we might bomb the pool. And they're like, hey, don't do that. Actually, you should just let the Yeerks completely take over and not bomb the pool. And then we'll come over there and surround the planet and control the Yeerks. So
yes, yeah, their master plan here is to let the Yeerks win, think they've won, then quarantine Earth and kill Yeerk and human alike.
Yeah,
master plan, my friends.
Two species, one stone.
Why not? Right? Sounds so smart.
Yes.
Axe is like, huh. That seems like not a great plan, but I'll keep all my thoughts to myself, I suppose.
But Axe
sirs.
He also did not say that the Yeerks had the morphing cube. He's like, maybe I shouldn't say that right now.
Yeah, probably not gonna mention it.
Probably not say that.
Which probably won't come back.
Won't come back.
I'm sure this will be a plot point we won't broach in the future.
Exactly.
But moving on. The next day, they continue to decide on the exact same plan as before. No one has budged one iota, one way or the other. And we have only done this for structural pacing of the book narrative, because now we continue the exact same conversation, but a day apart.
Yes.
And everyone is like, right, so we've decided, I think, not nuclear bomb, but
bomb.
Regular bomb. And
Cassie's like, I don't want to do this.
I did not decide on any of it, actually. And then once again, Jake is like, well, the morphing cube that you... And everyone's like, what was that?
Sorry?
What did you mumble under your breath? What one
was
more
that?
time? What'd you say? And Cassie starts crying, and Jake gets mad.
Yeah.
And he finally tells everyone what I guess they had kept to themselves, which was that Cassie stopped him from stopping Thom in getting away with the morphing cube. Now, understandably, everybody's a little upset. There was a moment where I got really excited because it described Rachel clenching her fist, being ready to hit her.
Like Arthur.
And I was like, please hit her. Because she so deserved it. Because in this scene, while Cassie's crying and kind of apologizing, it's not really very sincere, because she's kind of like, I don't even know why I did it, but I did it, and I'm sorry, and I think it was the right thing, but I don't know why, and I guess I'm sorry. And I'm like, punch this bitch in the face. Literally punch her in the face, because I don't think there's any other way that you could wake this bitch up to let her know that hey man,
that's wrong. Yeah, I mean, I can
hey man, wake up.
I can understand the perspective of, like, she's a teenager, she doesn't understand her emotions, she doesn't quite understand why she's feeling the way she's feeling. I know, I'm only saying this because I know some people are going to jump the gate and be like, hey, but she's a kid, she doesn't understand. I get it, but also these kids have now been through so much. Yeah. Like, I don't think we can use that as an excuse for doing an action like this. She is well aware of what it would cost the gang. She is well aware of how much easier it's going to be to kill the Animorphs. She's it's going to make it so much harder to identify Yeerks. You know, this is not...
It's also just so obvious, because it's like... I think it's actually Jake that says it in this scene, and I was like, God, I can't believe I'm on Jake's side. This sucks. Yeah. But I think Jake actually says this in the scene where he was like, well, why didn't you stop Thom then?
Yeah. You could have stopped him.
Yeah. If you really felt this way, that it was like, you know, that you could use this or whatever, and that it might be ultimately a good thing, why didn't you stop him? You stopped me.
Yeah.
That betrayed my trust.
Yep.
And then at this point, she breaks down, apologizes, and Jake immediately forgives her.
Yeah,
and hugs her.
That sucked. I didn't like that.
And I was like,
I get what they're trying to do, but boo, tomato, tomato, tomato.
Boo, tomato, tomato, tomato. Jake should have just stormed away, and everyone should have had their feelings about it, and in different ways. What I did like about the scene, though, is that when Jake hugs her, it's very clear that Rachel is still like, this fucking bitch.
Yep.
Marco doesn't know how to feel. Tobias is looking a little confused, and Axe is like, I couldn't even hear what they were saying, because all I felt was
hatred.
I need to kill her.
Yeah, Axe was just like, I don't really understand hatred, but I hate her. And I was like, yes. Okay, yes. I love that.
Yes. Go kill her now with a gun.
Yes.
So the next scene begins.
Yes.
And Axe loads up a pistol that he found on the street with his little arms. His little tiny
he doesn't have little
baby
tiny arms. They're just not as dexterous as humans.
He's got T-Rex arms.
No, he doesn't have T-Rex arms.
He gets a 9mm handgun with exactly, I don't know how many bullets they hold, but
I think 6. I don't know.
6 bullets with 6 bullets in it.
That rotating motion, I think that's for a revolver, not, is that 9mm?
Oh no, I was doing like a cockback thing, like I was doing
sense.
like one of those. Yeah. Okay, so then he has his little T-Rex arms, with his 9mm gun, and he presses it to her forehead as she's sleeping, and he blows her away, and then he doesn't stop shooting. He lets the bloodlust take control. And then it just keeps going, and then it keeps clicking.
Yes.
And then there's no bullets left in the chamber, but he keeps shooting.
Yes.
And her face is decimated, and that doesn't happen.
And then she's unrecognizable. They have to use her fingerprints to identify who she is.
Yes. So instead of that happening, they decide on a plan.
Yes.
The plan is still bomb, but bomb with a, what's the right amount of time? 5-minute warning.
Yeah, that's it. Just 5 minutes.
So that they can all decide
to run,
to leave before
within
the bomb.
5 minutes of this deep underground lair that's hundreds of feet underground.
Right.
You'll get out in less than 5 minutes.
5 minutes should be plenty of time with the right bomb radius.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
They never specify what kind of bomb it is, and they never specify the spatial relationship of this scene whatsoever, but that is the plan.
Well,
They'll give them 5 minutes to escape.
I think it's just them collecting a bunch of dynamite from the military. I don't think it's like bomb.
They get it from like the National Guard group or whatever, and it's like, I don't know. I was just picturing like a bunch of grenades. I was like, whatever. They're just dumping.
See, I was like thinking of like sticks of dynamite.
Boom.
You remember in Lost where they found the sticks of dynamite and then ours got dynamited?
Yeah, I mean, like dynamite would never work because you can't get it wet. But yeah, sure, like it could be dynamite. Why not? Who cares?
Yeah.
But so they were going to do that's the plan. They're going to give everybody 5 minutes. Cassie's like, sure, I guess so. And then everybody's like, great. Now that we have this plan, Axe is like, maybe this is a little extreme of me, but I should probably find some time to speak to Cassie. Yes. And so he goes up to Cassie and is like, hey, so funny thing that was mentioned back there.
Yeah.
You gave my people's technology to the most evil person that we can think of outside of the actual most evil person we can think of. And Cassie's like, yes, I did. And then Tobias comes in and is like, well, I don't know. I think it was kind of a good idea, actually, what she did. I think, actually, she was kind of sick for that. And Axe is like, oh, pray tell, bird friend. And,
bird friend.
And Tobias is like, well, yeah, like, kind of like how like, like Ciro's kindness or whatever, like became like a cool thing. Like maybe this is like Cassie's kindness. And what if like all of the Yeerks had the ability to morph, and then they wouldn't need to take over bodies anymore? They could just morph.
Yeah, like anybody else think of that?
And then Cassie's like, yeah, that makes perfect sense. Like we could totally just like, and then they could be free. And then they
Cassie's like, that was my that was what I was doing the whole time.
What I was going for.
Tobias, how did you get in my brain? Are you a Yeerk? Get out of my brain, bird.
Yeah, and Axe is like, well, that makes sense with the Falcon thing, but also I wasn't considering the human that's inside the Falcon that the Yeerk originally used to inhabit the Falcon. But forget that human.
No.
They're a Falcon now. They're a Falcon with a Yeerk brain. And this plan,
I just want him to hold his feathers like this, like his little wingtips.
His little wing-tipped feathers.
They're all
and Axe is like, kind of leaves this scene feeling like a little unsure about whether or not he trusts Cassie anymore. Yeah. But he's like, I see the logic, and I don't know. I'm not going to push back on it, whatever.
Yeah.
And now, this was the point in the story where I was like, maybe they're just going to get rid of this whole bomb thing. This bomb thing will be like another plot for another book.
Yeah.
Later. Because I was more interested in whatever this was, and the way I wanted it to go down was I was like, Rachel should start erecting the gallows. Everyone should put Cassie in a cell.
Yep.
and decide what they want to do with our traitor.
Yeah.
Who's working for us.
Yeah.
And helping make all of these decisions.
Yeah.
But none of that happens. Mm-mm. Cassie's going to keep coming along. Just kidding. Cassie's not going to come along because she comes in the next day and she's like, I don't think I'm going to come. And they're like, you're going to come. Mm-hmm. And she goes, okay.
No argument, no conversation about this.
I don't even know why they had this talk.
No, I don't either. I even put in my notes, they decide that they're gonna drive this subway car into the Yerk pool, yell at everyone in the Yerk pool to run away because they're gonna blow it up within 5 minutes and get as many people out as we can, so we can save humans and possibly kill some more Yerks. And then Jake says he trusts Cassie, which I even wrote in my notes. I said, Jake says he still trusts Cassie? How? Again.
I have never seen a more dick-brained decision. That is the most, like, yes. As someone with a penis.
Yes.
Not to anatomically overshare about myself, but I was
gonna say anatomically out yourself.
I know that you've all been thinking, I wonder what genitalia Gianni has as you listen to the show.
Well, what's he hiding over there?
Well, let me tell you. Allegedly, it is a penis.
Only one?
For now. No further questions, Your Honor. As someone with a penis myself who grew up and was a 14-year-old with dick-brained decisions, I certainly made many an error in my judgments over the years. Mm-hmm. Never one quite as stupid as this.
Yes.
And I know dick brain when I see it, and this was dick brain 100%. Central. This was the most, but maybe if I forgive her, I can hit, though, that I've ever seen.
No. You could call him Richard Cerebellum.
Richard, yeah. And I'm just shocked that no one was like, dude. Yeah, come on. Not for this.
Friend to friend. Come on.
Listen, buddy.
Is this worth it?
Hey, man. I know that you're 14 and the hormones are raging and you probably get weird boners sometimes and you're like, that was weird. Was it the wind or was I being stimulated by some sort of external force that I can't even tell what's what?
Yes.
But friend, this is your erection speaking and this is not you in your right mind. And you need to make a different call here and we should lock her in jail.
Yes, absolutely.
But that does not happen, and they all let them come. Now, not only do they let them all come, they also let everybody come, because we need the parents, too, for this mission for some reason.
And Jake even says, he's like, we should take one of Cassie's phrases and say, defeat the Yerks, don't become them. And I'm like, hey, shut up. We've been over this. I don't care about this.
We're
past this.
We're so different.
Yes.
We don't need to do anything else to prove it. I promise. We are so different. Saving our human civilization is not the same thing as becoming fascists who have to watch as someone else controls our brain. Mm-hmm. That is totally different thing. Yes. That is not the same thing. And you don't have to worry about that comparing the two, because actually they're not even comparable. And I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Correct.
But for whatever reason, everybody's like, yes. Now, they bring the parents along, and again, I still don't really know why. But for whatever reason, they're like, so parents, we need your help as well in order to get bombs from the National Guard up the street, ? I guess. Mm-hmm. And the parents, naturally as parents, say, bombs? That's crazy. We should really take the reins on this mission, and we should not let our children make these decisions in wartime anymore. Just kidding. They do exactly what they're told. They go, okay, and they march through the woods under Axe's tutelage as they go up to this National Guard place.
Now, I do want to mention this quick scene that happens before they start heading to the National Guard, where Cassie and Axe have another conversation, and she's saying, you know, the bad Yeerks don't represent all Yeerks, and there's good ones, and they shouldn't all be destroyed because of the bad ones. And I'm like, okay, but no. And apparently,
I just disagree. I haven't seen the bad ones do anything of use except for that one time that one of the Orc-Bajir controllers cut off one of
Visser ones.
The limbs of whatever.
Mm-hmm. I put in my notes, I put, Cassie rocks his shit and he doesn't know how to feel about her or humans in general. And I was like, yeah, he's just like sitting there more confused. And then Tobias meets up with Axe and he says, hey, I think the Andalites are going to kill us. And Axe is like, yeah, I don't know what could have possibly made you think that. You really think so?
Seems like a stretch to me, pal.
And Tobias is like, yeah, I feel like, you know, the Andalites don't care about humans and they want us all dead. I'm half Andalite, technically, so I feel this within my little falcon bones, hawk bones. And Axe is like,
that's crazy.
What?
Crazy. You've been eating too many rats out in the woods, buddy.
You got a rat with some rat poison in it, making you a little loopy.
That's some silly goose stuff.
Yeah, huh? You're not a goose, are you? No, you're a hawk. Yeah.
I'm going to go over here with my T-Rex arms.
Bye, friend.
See you later.
So I just kind of like that moment where he has that moment with Cassie, and then it's juxtaposed immediately after with this conversation with Tobias, where Tobias is like, you know, like, I'm your nephew, technically speaking, and we're related and we're family and we're gonna be honest with each other, right?
We're the same age, and also you're my uncle.
Yes.
It's a real kicking and screaming situation we have going on here.
There we go. So anyway, they go to
they march out into the woods. They go to
yes.
I don't know, some National Guard place. Cassie's dad like fakes a heart attack or something to distract people, and then they like get a van and then they like load it up with, I don't know, bombs.
Explosives. Yeah. Lots of, they just say explosives, all different explosives.
Meanwhile, all of the like what's the appropriate term? The disabled am I being politically correct? I don't want to offend anybody. They are the disabled.
I think the disabled I think that's politically okay to say.
Okay.
Let us know if we're wrong.
Making sure.
But I think that's correct.
Here I am. I'm just an innocent, smooth-brained baby boy. My hands are raised. Don't shoot.
Yeah, me too. Don't shoot. We're just trying to be nice.
I know not what I do. I only know that I'm better than Cassie. So,
yes,
the disabled community that they've brought into the fold and given the ability to morph into whatever, they basically kind of facilitate all this stuff behind the scenes so that we can expedite a lot of the plot points and whatever. But basically, they're all morphing into different things and they're helping load up the truck and whatever. Blah blah blah.
Yeah,
they get stopped by a National Guard person.
They almost leave Marco's dad behind.
Oh, I forgot about this.
I totally forgot. So they're trying to get into the truck with the explosives and they're about to drive off because the alarms are going off and everything. And Marco turns around and Jake's like, Marco, where are you going? And Marco says, I have to go save my dad. I have to go get him. He doesn't know we're leaving. And Jake's like, leave him.
Yeah, what?
Sorry. Marco's like, no, I have to go get my dad. Jake's like, no, you have to leave him. And Marco's like, okay, I guess I'll go leave my dad. Like, no!
Why? First of all, why did your dad come on this? Did we not just do an entire? We literally did. We did an entire book that was like, yeah, we can't really trust our parents with any of these missions because we don't want them to be exposed to the horrors of war.
Just kidding. They should come to the horrors of war.
Actually, all of them should come on the bomb thing.
Yeah, I think they'll be fine. They'll be fine. It's fine.
So, I don't even know why they're here. So I was like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
But then they get stopped by a National Guard guy who's like, what the fuck is going on? And then Jake's like, listen, brother, let me level with you real quick. So remember that thing that the governor said about the whole alien invasion stuff? And the National Guard, the most reasonable National Guard guy of all time, is like, yeah, I remember that. We were told it was a hoax. I don't care that you're a 14-year-old child trying to reason with me.
Yeah. Which is the only logical response that I've seen from any adult in this series.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, we were told that it was a hoax. It's clearly not real. And then Jake's like, Axe, can you come out here and be an alien real quick so that this guy knows that aliens exist? and then he does, and then they're like, oh, okay, I got it. So the governor was being serious, and actually we're being okay.
And then they all start morphing in front of him and demorphing, and he's like, oh, okay, I get it.
Yeah, National Guard guy's like, okay, got it, totally get it.
Aliens.
So what's the plan? And then Rachel's mom finally does the one thing that she's good at, which is lawyering. Yeah. And she comes out and was like, let me just litigate this for you real quick. The terms and conditions are this. You give us bombs.
Yes.
We go away.
Yes. And it's funny, too, because the National Guard guy is like... The soldier says, I wrote this down because I thought this was such a bizarre line. I do know that kids and bombs are not a good combination.
Brilliant.
Sorry, how many times have you seen this combination for you to say that?
Yes. Also, what is the criteria to get into your position of the National Guard? Because I think they need to maybe enhance the schooling or the education. Because, yes, I too have deduced that kids and bombs is probably bad.
Probably, I think.
Yeah. There are certain things in the world... that I would put on the level of this. Yeah. A plane and a building and a kid with a bomb. Yeah. I would say that those are like the two things that are probably big no-nos.
Yeah, I would say that. I would agree with that. Yeah.
And then Rachel's mom is like, well, actually, kids with bombs sounds incredibly reasonable.
Well, no, she says...
Look at this doctrine.
She says she knows the captain. Like, she litigated for a family member of his, so she's familiar with the captain. So he starts listening to her more. And she's like, hey, you need to back up Jake. He's telling you the truth. This is what we all need. And he's like, all right. And then the gang say, okay, parents, you go drive this stuff back to the secret Hork-Bajir Valley that's supposed to be hard to find and cannot be driven to. And we'll meet you there. We got other places we got to be. Like, going to the city.
So they go to now the subway place with the bombs, I guess. And then it's also not really specified if the parents were on this part of the mission or only
it's not specified,
for getting the bombs.
I think they were
it's certainly not addressed like what the parents thought about the bomb plan.
Kids and bombs should
I would imagine that they probably had some semblance of opinions as they watch their kids now with bombs go to do this mission without them that they helped them procure. I would imagine they would have an opinion,
especially
but no,
an underground
they were,
facility that is hard to get out of, that is miles underneath the earth.
Right.
Okay, no, they're fine.
I guess
you guys will be back. It's fine.
So they all prep themselves. Everyone's getting into battle morphs and stuff, including all of their other morphin friends. Of course, chaos ensues.
Jake is like, somebody asked Jake, they're like, should we attack now before they're morphed? And Jake says, no, we should let them morph to give them a chance. We don't want to be like the Yeerks. And I'm like, what? What do you mean?
We've been over this. They already.
What are you talking about?
You had a whole book that was about them having their own autonomy and making their own decisions, and they all decided to do this. So why are we relitigating this? We know this. We're good. We don't need another thing like what are we doing? And so then
I don't know.
They have a big run-in with a bunch of other Yeerks who are also morph capable.
Yes.
And they get kind of confused about who's who. And at a certain point, Axe is like, oh no, I think I just saw Cassie die because two wolves attacked each other and one of the wolves killed the other one and Cassie's dead.
Yeah.
And then Cassie's like, I'm okay. And then Axe is like, oh, I think I do still care for her. And I'm like, that's not the same thing.
No, that's not. That's different. That's different.
Like caring about whether or not she's alive is not the same thing as trusting her with your life.
Yeah. That's total. You cannot trust someone but love them.
It's just ridiculous. I don't know why this was such a moment. But then they go to, I don't know, presumably deeper into the whatever cavern. They don't really specify.
Well, they pack all the explosives onto the train. So because they killed off all the Yeerks that were on the train, they let out all the humans. So they're packing all the explosives on the train, and they're trying to figure out who should go. And Jake says, well, I'll go because I don't have any family and nobody loves me, looking at Cassie.
And then Marco steps in and is like, no, Jake, you can't go. And then Jake's like, why not?
Because you're like Beyonce, you're irreplaceable.
And they do this thing. It's so weird, but I don't understand the logic of why there could only be 3 of them that went and 3 of them had to stay behind. I don't know why that was the decision that was made, but that for whatever reason, there's only space for 3. I think they wanted less
people on the train.
I guess.
And Axe could work the train because technology, and Cassie needs to be trusted again, and Marco's got swag.
This was just, there was such an easy fix here that you really could just do, where you just had 2 different trains go in 2 different paths that both go to Yeerk pools, and you're like, okay, we're going to split up into an A team and a B team. Who's gone which team? You could have just done that. I don't know why we needed this is just so convoluted and confusing for no reason. But they're like, yes, 3 people have to go, and then Jake's like, all right, I'll go, and then Marco's like, no, Jake, you have too much to live for.
Yes,
I'll go. Both of my parents are alive and healthy and back at the valley and safe, and you have too much to live for. You're a decision maker. And Jake's like, well, I don't know. What does everybody else think, I guess? Which is completely antithetical to what Marco just said about you being a decision maker.
Contradicts immediately.
That does not make any sense. He's like, what do you
guys think?
What are you talking about? The whole point of me going to bat for you right now to save your life potentially is that you make decisions, and then you immediately follow that up with not making a decision and asking what our opinions are about it. That is not how this works. But for all intents and purposes, the other people are like, all right, we totally know who should go. It should be Marco, I guess, and Axe. And then Rachel's like, I want to go. They're like, you're too crazy. And she's like, okay. And she's like, all right. And then Tobias is like, I'll go. And he's like, you're a bird. He's like, you're right.
You're right. I am a bird.
And then Jake goes, Cassie should go because I trust that she'll make the right decision. And everybody says, you're absolutely wrong, Jake. That is the stupidest idea anyone's ever had. Just kidding. No one says that. She goes. So it's a team of Marco for some reason, Axe for some reason, and Cassie for no reason at all.
That's it. That's
our team. So Axe is like, yes, I feel group synergy in this dynamic. There is trust here.
So much trust.
Don't know how he came to that conclusion, but all right.
Nope.
They load the bombs on.
Yep.
They get on to the train. The train goes towards the Yeerk pool. They all are like, we gotta crash this thing into it. So they morph into cockroaches so that they can survive the crash.
Yep.
They crash in.
Yep.
Cassie gets on top of the train and starts yelling to everybody that they have 5 minutes before the bombs will go off. I don't know how they set the bombs, but they did. They set them up, and they are rigged to explode in 5 minutes.
I think that, I forgot about this. There was a moment where Marco is talking to everybody, and he's going to be like, all right, who's going to be the one to set off the bomb? And Cassie's like, well, I guess I could do it. Marco's like, hey, we can't trust you because you might not set off the bomb. So you don't have a say. Axe, let's flip a coin. And they flip a coin to see if one of them will detonate the explosives because they can't trust Cassie, which if they can't trust Cassie, why is she here? Anyway.
Why is she here at all?
So, yes.
Why is she here at all and not in jail?
Yes. So Cassie's like, 4 minutes till the bomb goes off.
Just so everyone knows.
Just
and
so
then
you're
Marco
aware.
and Axe are like freeing humans in cages and whatever. And they're like, go, be free. Or and cause calamity later if you're a Yeerk. Or if you're a human, then go be free.
Yeah.
And then you'll probably get infested by a Yeerk later because who knows how many of these pools we have. But whatever. And then they are like, thank you, good sir. And
thank you so much.
Flap their regular human hands and run away. And then...
And the Visser 1 pops up and then he goes back down in the pool.
tentacle monster, and he's like, "You Andalite bandits," and they're like, "You got 3 minutes, big dog," and he's like, "Okay, I'll see you later."
I'm off. And then the bomb goes off, which I was like, wow, they actually did it. They actually made the bomb go off. And there's a giant sinkhole right in the middle of downtown, and they're like, Axe is like, damn, dude, we really lost some humans in this one, but we also damaged the Yeerks big time. So, like, was it worth it? Was it not worth it? I don't know, but I think it was. We got to save the humans.
I think we balled out on this one, guys. And Cassie's like, I don't know, guys. There's a lot of collateral damage here as they're cleaning up everything. And Axe is like, I think it was all worth it. Mm-hmm. And then Jake says something stupid and unnecessary just so that Axe can end the book by saying, he's like, of course, Prince Jake, because his decision has been made for the 18th fucking time. And we move on.
That's it. And that's the end of the book.
I mean, we have fun on this podcast, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Why'd we do all that, you know?
Why'd we do all that?
What did it really do, you know? We should have been bombing Yeerk pools from, like, book 10.
Yeah, no, I agree. We should have...
And instead, we were like, yeah...
Or at least had an argument about bombing the pools.
Just something. Do something of consequence.
I mean, remember when Cassie was...
We used to be at a place in these books where we were at, like, a school dance. And that was, like...
With the Goo Goo Dolls?
That was, like, a whole set piece.
Yeah.
Now, we're in a very different situation. We should have been bombing probably a while ago, yeah?
Yep. Yeah.
And the governor is now locked in a psychiatric ward. Mm-hmm. And presumably all of the National Guard is taken over except for one man who's stupid enough to rules lawyer with a group of teenagers.
Yes.
And I don't really know what this does moving forward. But presumably it did a lot. I don't know. Blew up a big Yeerk pool. There's probably others. In fact, we know there's others because it wasn't the one under the McDonald's.
Wait, it was, because it had multiple different entrances.
Oh, so it was the same one? That's the implication?
Yeah.
Sure, I guess. Why not? The one, yes, we put this McDonald's right on top of this tray.
Yes, Happy Meal with extra happy. Oh, boy.
Sure, I guess so. Why not?
Oh, boy.
But, yeah, silly Billy nonsense. If you were going to adapt it into the television show, how would you adapt it, Casey?
I mean, we have to do this one because there are actual real consequences. But I would definitely put in the changes that I was talking about earlier. I think Cassie needs to prove to them that they can trust her. I think she does need to be the one to actually set off the bombs. And I think she hesitates before she does it. And then she looks over and she sees like Axe staring at her. And then she just like is like, yeah, I am. And then she lights the explosives. And then Axe like gives her a little nod and keeps fighting or releasing controllers or something like that. Just so there's a little bit of acknowledgement of like, she made this decision. I can trust her a little bit further now. Yeah, that's... I mean, I would like to focus a little more on the group dynamics instead of this plot for bomb. But yeah, I think those are really the only changes I would make in terms of like focus more on character stuff rather than the actual bomb.
Yeah, I think like if I'm totally fine with the bomb plot. I honestly just think it all needs to happen way earlier in the show.
Yeah.
Because really the biggest problem is that the Animorphs, they don't really do anything.
What are you talking about? They swim through blood.
They kind of like do little things to interrupt little plans of Yeerk machinations. But it's not, they don't do anything of substance. And this is the first big thing of substance, it feels like. Yeah. And it's so unclear what implications this has moving forward. Mm-hmm. Like how many other Yeerk pools are there? They were able to get the whole National Guard. You gotta assume there's other ways that they can fill up their Kandrona whatever they need to survive.
Yeah.
So, like, I just don't buy it that this is, like, this is, like, a huge this is
I know that they have
the fall of Troy for the Yeerks. Right. There's just no way.
Well, I know that they have more Kandrona rays that they can bring in. The problem is because they're out in space and it's going to take them a while to get in here, a lot of Yeerks are going to die because they were at the pool to feed, and if they didn't get to feed, or if they were actually in the pool, they exploded and died. So
I guess
they're trying to at least make a dent with the least amount of human casualties, which I understand, but at the same point, like, it's war at this point.
But like, I agree with you. Like, it definitely does something. To do it now really illustrates the point of, like, this is just too late to be, like, we had 2 books left in the mainline series. This is just too late to have something like that where it's like, yeah, we've hindered the Yeerk efforts in this war, but at this point they're everywhere. Yeah. Is it really? I mean, it kind of feels like this is a one little battle that you won in a grand scheme of a thing. Yeah. And I just feel like I'm fine with the bomb plot. I would tweak things about how they get the bombs, but I'm fine with the bomb plot. I just think this is the type of shit the Animorphs should have been doing while they're fighting in this war the whole time. Because then it also gives them more credibility when later in the series adaptation of it, when they're like saying to their parents, you don't understand, we've been fighting in this war. We've been doing shit. Yeah. It gives way more credibility to that if they were actually doing stuff and not dicking around in a Magic School Bus episode trying to get the Helmicrons out of Marco's nose. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I get what you're saying. I feel like, what if instead, like, bombing the Yeerk pool was like an end goal that they had, and everything leading up to that was getting them a step closer to acquiring bombs, getting into the National Guard, getting to that goal. I think
I'd be so fine with that. I think that would make
that would give so much more,
like, leading up.
So much more direction and motivation for doing what they're doing, because the end goal, they have decided they're going to bomb the Yeerk pool.
Either that, or you have to definitively illustrate the point that this is, like, the Yeerk pool. That there's, like, little pools maybe elsewhere, but
but this is the main one.
Something expositionally where the Chi come in and they're like, these are all of the Yeerk pools we've identified, and here's a board with all these dots, like a map of the United States of America, that are like, this is all the Yeerk pools we've identified. We've identified that in this region where Visser 1 is, like, leading his biggest army, this is the biggest Yeerk pool. This would be the biggest way to hit them back. Perfect. Then it all feels worth it. The problem is just that the stakes are not appropriately communicated as to what this actually does leading forward, and I'm led to believe, like, okay, but like, if they have the president or whatever, then who cares about this? It doesn't. You've already lost at that point. But so, like, I would do them separate episodes. Like, I like the fallout of Cassie's decision. I just think that should be, like, its own full episode so that these people can actively, like hash this out, and in order to either bring Cassie back into the fold or kill her. Bring my biggest bitch. Well,
I don't think they can kill her, but definitely leave her out of missions. Keep her at the camp. Give her a swirly.
Listen, if you're a Cassie sympathizer listening to this podcast, write in and let us know. Because I want to be able to speak to you directly when I say, hey, man, you should kill her. Hey, man, are you sure? Because she should probably be dead. Or at least in jail.
In jail.
Until the Yeerk War is
I think
over.
she needs to be in jail.
She needs to be in jail. In rebel jail. Make the wooden fence post now.
Yep.
And put her in there because she's not helpful.
Yeah. Which story was it that Edgar Allan Poe wrote where he locked the guy up against the brick wall and then built a brick wall right in front of him?
Oh yeah,
I can't remember the name of that one.
because they do it in an episode of The House of Usher too, but I don't think that's from the actual story of The House of Usher. That is from a different Edgar Allan Poe
I think
story.
So.
But I know what you're talking about.
I can't think of it.
But yeah, I mean, that needs to be like its full episode of consequences of the group figuring out how to deal with that, because it just does not. If Jake forgives her, feels too rushed.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like everybody gets across all of the points that they think and feel about her actions.
I want to hear everybody's perspectives, especially if we are now finding out none of them knew. Like, I want to see what the fallout is from that. I want to see how people are reacting. We got a sliver, but not enough for it to really have weight.
Then how do their parents react to it?
Yeah.
Too? Like, I mean, those are characters who seemingly had thoughts and opinions and feelings in Cassie's book.
Yeah, especially Cassie's parents. She looks up to them so much all of the time. For them to look at her differently is going to be devastating.
Yeah, how impactful would it be to have, like, Cassie's dad have urged her that whole time to be like, just be kind, like, just make sure you're kind. Yeah. And then for him to have a 180 moment where he's like, I don't think you made the kindest choice. Yep. Would hit really hard. Yeah. And that should be given its own time to breathe within like a full episode. So that would be my biggest pitch of an adaptation thing.
I think that's great.
I don't know what I'm fucking talking about. Who knows?
Well, you want to move on to the next book, The Ellimist Chronicles? Finally, we're going to read about the Ellimist Chronicles. Is that what it is? We're going to the Ellimist? Yes, we're going to the Ellimist Chronicles. Here we go. Ryan, Science Buddy, get excited.
I am pulling up
Liddy City.
The Ellimist.
I think you're going to like this cover, because I was not expecting the Ellimist to look like this.
The Ellimist. Am I spelling it wrong? Oh, no, I'm spelling it right. Whoa, God! Look at this fucking guy.
What's the matter? Do you like his long fingies?
No. Oh, my goodness.
Look at how tiny his wrist bones are.
It's like to the rest of his arm. Like bearded Yoda, but also make him androgynous, make him kind of cunty. Yeah. Like,
especially with he's bald on top, but the flowing mane of hair behind him, like a
flowing mane of hair, the dainty little waist, and the dainty.
You know what he looks like?
You've seen
the Labyrinth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the door knocker that had the ring in his ears?
Mm-hmm.
That's what his face looks like to me.
I totally see what you're saying there, and it's kind of horrifying, but I kind of am obsessed with it a little bit. He's kind of it's like cunty Gimli.
Yeah, he he is giving cunty Gimli.
He's giving cunty Gimli.
Look at his outfit is stunning. I love this blue smock.
Yeah,
he ate and left no crumbs.
He really did, though.
He's like stunting on him. He's like, I had to do it to him.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
I'm kind of turning the corner on the Ellimist a little bit from this.
I guess so. Yeah, I have no fucking idea.
Cunty Gimli. Jesus.
Yeah.
If that doesn't get us a sponsorship with Snapple.
Snapple. This is our big pitch to you, sir. I have no idea what to expect from this book. We only are reading it in this order because of a write-in that we had from our science buddy. So maybe it has direct implications on the plot of whatever the most recent book is, or maybe it pays off into whatever the next two books that finalize the series are. I have no idea.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's the synopsis. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Hit me.
He is called the Ellimist. A being with the ability to alter space and time. A being with a power that will never be fully understood. He is the reason Elfangor came to Earth. He is the reason the Earth now has a fighting chance. And though his actions never seem quite right or wrong, you can be certain that they are never, ever what anyone expects.
Yeah. I mean, we knew all that. Is that it?
Oh, sorry. Second paragraph. This is.
Okay. I was like, that's really all they give it. I was like, yeah. Anybody who's read any of these books knows that.
Give us nothing.
Queen. Oh, he's mysterious. He's mysterious. So he's responsible for these things, and we don't really know why. Cool. Yeah. That's pretty much everything.
Very cunty of you, Ellimist.
Yeah. Thank you. Give us nothing, Queen. Is what you said.
Yeah. Okay, second paragraph. This is the beginning and the middle of the story. A story that needs to be told in order to understand what might happen to the future. The future of the Animorphs, the future of humanity, the future of Earth. He is called the Ellimist, and this is his story.
Okay. Well, still give
nothing.
us nothing clean. I mean, I guess we kind of at least a little bit know the it's going to be about the events that take place in the beginning
Maybe
of the I guess.
Question
I don't
mark?
know.
I don't know.
The beginning of what though? Like the beginning of time? Like
Okay.
we're going to go back?
Maybe. What if?
Okay.
Hear me out. What if the Ellimist is actually a Yeerk?
I mean, that'd be cool.
Yeah. That's all.
I guess. I don't know. I mean, anybody who listens to this podcast for more than like 2 episodes should know, but I mean, I have literally zero stock invested in the Ellimist.
You don't like
the best thing that the best thing the Ellimist can do for me is not be in the books. So I'm excited to hopefully change my mind on that.
Do you like him a little bit better now seeing what he looks like? The drip?
I mean, a little. I mean, he's drippy. Like I'm like excited about that. I hope maybe they'll explain why he looks like cunty Gimli, but I don't know. I don't know if that's enough for me.
I can't get over this combination of words. I don't think they've ever spoken.
I hope you guys like it because all the next episode is going to be is just we're never going to say his name. We're just going to say Cunty Gimli every time.
I love this. I love this. Somebody make my username Cunty Gimli.
yeah. Let's change our email address now.
Cunty Gimli at morphinbuddies
@gmail.com.
Yeah. Amazing. Well, folks, if you do want to email us before we change it to cuntygimli @gmail.com, you can email us at morphinbuddies@gmail.com. That's morphinbuddies @gmail.com.
It's Gmail. Everyone knows how to spell it on their own, and they need help. My AI deepfake voice.
It's not AI'd or deepfaked. I am
that made up voice
against the AI data centers that are trying to be built. I think they are disgusting and a scourge upon humanity. Don't talk to them. Don't use them for your emails. You know what you have that you can use? Your brain. And if you're not sure how to write something, ask somebody else. They can help you. That's all. We need to rely on each other a little bit more instead of machines to do our work for us when...
I wholeheartedly agree. And that's why I hate the use of AI in this podcast.
Correct.
Every time you use it.
It's not used in this podcast. It will never be used in this podcast.
As usual.
No, I don't think so.
Fake news.
Don't even start quoting that monster on here.
Fake news.
Fake news. All right, folks. Well, thank you so much.
I'm the Ellimist. They said the Cunty Gimli. I said, who's Gimli?
Who's Gimli?
Never read those books.
Folks.
Now he's just Cartman. In this horrible impression.
Yeah. He's just like, yeah, this is the guy that released all the Epstein files, and he sits there like, yeah, it is. How cool is that? Where am I?
I do want to pat ourselves on the back because, Morphin Buddies, one, we've been doing this a long time, and that's kind of cool. But two, we've given the people so much for free. We've given them, the fact that you have insanely large toes.
I do.
We've given them.
You have a penis?
Yeah, we've given them I have a penis.
Yeah.
We've given them Cunty Gimli.
Yes.
We've given back to this community so much,
Yes.
You're welcome.
But folks, thank you for the love that you give us.
We gave him Flat Earth.
Yes, we give you flatter. We give you appreciation. And without you guys, I don't know if we would continue making this if there were only like 2 people listening. I mean, goal originally...
We would.
Yeah, we probably would, honestly.
We would. We know we would.
But I don't think it would be as enjoyable without the interaction of our fans sending us emails and ideas and just saying hello, even if it's for the first time. Thank you so much, folks. We really love and appreciate our little gang. And as we're getting closer to the end of the series... Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So exciting.
Yeah. Write in on all your thoughts. You could do what Science Buddy did and put in the subject line if we're not supposed to read it until after a specific book or something.
Because we won't.
Yeah, so if you have thoughts on like the end of the series or the series in total, or
if you
or
want
questions
us
or anything,
to send, if you want us to talk about your ideas about how you feel about the ending, send them now. Because probably at the point that this episode's coming out, we're about to read the last book. So
so it would be
so
good.
if you have your ideas, thoughts, and opinions, maybe hot takes, send them our way. We will read them on the last episode, because the last episode is going to be a block party palooza. Because not only are we going to talk about the finale of the series, we're also going to have the last buddies. Oh my god!
Yeah. So if you have votes, get them in now.
If you have nominations, get them in now.
Yeah. The committee, I can refer all of that stuff over to the committee.
Yeah.
I can't promise that they'll do any of it. Who can predict these guys?
I know they're so asinine with like some of the stuff that they do.
But there's a lot. It's a
lot to consider.
Throw out there.
I mean, I couldn't do it myself. That's too much work.
Oh, me neither.
No.
I could never be the committee.
No, never.
They're so fair and just, and dare I say,
handsome,
sexy.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that somewhere. Yeah.
Quite good looking. Some would say dashing.
Dashing. Fair enough. I could see that.
But the committee is very mysterious as well.
Very mysterious.
Who knows what they'll do?
Yeah.
But yeah, expect it now though. That the last episode that finishes this series, I'm predicting 3 hours.
It's going to be a long episode. It might be divided into 2. It might be just one chonky baby, for you to keep going back to.
Never know what you're going to get. Know. But you could put a pin in that.
I'm excited.
I think that's probably right.
Yeah. So thank you so much, folks, and we will see you for the Elemis Chronicles. Ooh. In the next episode of Morphin Buddies. Can you say they're taking the hobbits to Isengard?
They're taking the hobbits to Isengard.
That's good. Thank you so much. All right. Bye, folks.
See ya.